Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the LCBO's virtual event, Essentials, Perfect Wines for Gifting. Today, we're going to explore the Essentials collection from our Vintages section, and we're going to talk a little bit about why the wines make such great gifts, especially at this time of the year, but at really any time of the year. Today, in collaboration with our trade partners, I'd like to introduce Debbie, my co-host tonight. Debbie's a wine educator and a wine expert, and she's going to help us take us through all the tastings. Debbie?
Thanks, Marc. It's great to be here today. I'm really excited to taste some Vintages Essentials with you, and yeah, can't wait to get started.
Outstanding. So what is an essential, you may ask? So essentials are benchmark wines that are purchased through Vintages that, unlike most of the wines you can get through our Vintages collection, are available year-round. And so they offer excellent value, great varietal and regional typicity, and really a lot of historical significance. We love these wines for every day. We're going to try a few of these wines. What do you think of that?
Let's get started.
Now, before we get into the tasting, I want you to remember that if you're going to taste along with us, please taste responsibly. The first wine we're going to look at tonight is the Santa Margherita Prosecco. And Santa Margherita, a very famous winery located in the north of Italy, really famous in Vintages for their Pinot Grigio, one of the biggest selling wines that we have. But maybe you didn't know this, but since 1952 they've been producing Prosecco. And Prosecco can offer great wines when maybe the champagne budget isn't available. So why don't we give it a taste?
Okay, sounds good. Cheers.
Cheers. All right.
I love that dry, citrusy kind of pear tones in this wine. Santa Margherita Prosecco is a great example of a drier Prosecco. For those of us who prefer their wines, less sweet, more on the drier side, this is a great option. Check out the beautiful packaging. It makes a great hostess gift, great for brunches, great for holiday dinners, and of course, New Year's happening real soon, I guess.
I agree. It's a lighter style wine. It's great as an aperitif, and especially if you're having a holiday brunch, I think it's the perfect wine to kick off a meal. Maybe as a mimosa or just as a little starter. Really tasty.
Yeah, delicious.
Well, next up, we have the Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. Kim Crawford's the #1 selling Sauvignon Blanc in the LCBO, and in fact, the #1 selling Sauvignon Blanc in all of Canada. And there's a really good reason for that. It offers classic New Zealand style Sauvignon Blanc, and it's from a producer that's been a partner with Vintages and the LCBO since their inception over 20 years ago. Why don't we give this a taste?
Perfect, I'm thirsty.
Me too.
Love that. The fragrance of the grassiness, that grapefruit really jumps out of the glass. For me, Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blanc is the perfect gift that, you want to give to someone that doesn't like oaky wines. This wine is unoaked, so all you get is this pure, crisp, bright fruit flavors. And there's always a white wine only friend in the crowd, so you can't go wrong by bringing this to a holiday event.
I totally agree, Debbie. And I love New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc because it has lots of character. And so, if you're a red wine lover, but you want to drink something that's a little bit lighter in style, the New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc can really hit the mark because it's got lots of flavor, lots of intensity, lots of aromatics. Really, it's a delicious tip. The Miami Pinot Noir comes from California, and it's produced by Joe Wagner, and he's the son of the legendary Chuck Wagner of Camus fame. And Camus, another vintages essential that is extremely popular. But Chuck's son Joe decided he wanted to try to make the classic California Pinot Noir. And so he started making this about 15 years ago with fruit from all around California, but really from the cooler regions where Pinot Noir can really shine. There's a little bit of oak here, but not a lot because it's all about the fruit. Why don't we give it a taste?
Sounds good.
All right.
This wine definitely has all the classic hallmarks of a California Pinot Noir to me. It's got big, ripe, juicy cherry flavors. You do get a little hint of spice and structure for that from that oak. To me, I feel like this is a wonderful pairing to go with any kind of holiday turkey or, lighter protein. It should stack up to a really nice turkey with gravy or ham.
I totally agree. And really, Pinot Noir, sometimes people poo-poo Pinot Noir because they think it's a little bit of a lighter style. But from California, because it's so hot, they can really ripen the grapes. And so you get really nice richness. At the same time, without all the tannins and the hard drying notes that sometimes we see from other wines. I think it's ideal with a Christmas dinner or a holiday dinner. Also perfect for a party if you're just looking for a glass of wine.
That's right. Well, if you're serving this wine, I'm coming over.
You're welcome anytime. Well, the next wine we're going to taste is the Trius Red from right here in Niagara. And sometimes people are surprised to find that we can do really good red wines here in Ontario because it's so cold. But Trius has been producing this wine since 1991, 30 years. And in fact, this is the 30th anniversary bottling for this wine. It's a classic Bordeaux blend, so that means Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Merlot blended together, and really is a textbook example of what really good cool climate red wines can be like. So why don't we give it a taste?
Can't wait to try.
Me too.
Wow. Love that dryness, that structure. Blending wines often lends more complexity to the final product because you're bringing out kind of the best of each grape. So you've got this tannic structure from Cabernet Sauvignon, you've got this plumminess and nice fruit from Merlot and other grapes in this wine. To me, I think that if you have friends or family visiting from out of town, why not support local and give them the gift of something iconic and Canadian with this commemorative bottle. I love to support local wines in my work, and I think this is a great example of a nice red wine from Niagara.
I totally agree, Debbie. I think it really shows really nice classic Bordelais style without the Bordelais pricing.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think with a nice roast or as a gift, as you say, with people visiting, they might be extremely surprised to see that such a delicious wine can come from right here in our own backyard.
Yeah, tastes great.
It does taste great. So our penultimate wine is the Stag's Leap Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa Valley. And of course, Napa Valley is an iconic region for Cabernet Sauvignon all around the world. It's one of the regions where Cabernet Sauvignon can express its power, its intensity, its complexity, and its longevity all together in a kind of balanced and cohesive package. The Stag's Leap winery has been producing wine for over 125 years. So they have an extremely long history in California, and they've been making this wine for decades. And I think that experience and that understanding of the environment that they're dealing with and the grapes that they're dealing with really shows through in this wine. So why don't we give it a taste?
All right. So California Cabernet, particularly Napa Valley Cabernet, it's always a great example of something that tastes big and luxurious. If you have friends or family that like to collect wine and maybe keep it in storage for a year or two, a wonderful example here with the Stag's Leap. And here we're really getting these classic notes of black currant, lots of intensity, but actually there's a bit of softness which makes it ready to enjoy right away.
Yeah, again, like with the Pinot Noir we tasted earlier, the California climate really allows the grapes to ripen. So you get all that richness and all that fruitiness, but at the same time, that backbone of intensity and power, which really allows the wine to shine with a little bit of age. There's some oak involved, but it's not too oaky. Really, it's just used as a spice to add to the blend. Really delicious now, but I think this probably could age for quite some time.
Yeah, definitely an impressive bottle to bring to any event this holiday season.
You got that right. I think this is our last wine.
Oh no!
I know.
I don't want it to end so soon.
It's hard to believe, but our last wine today is the Tadeski Amarone. And if we were talking about a little bit of history with some of our previous wines, well, they have nothing on the history with this wine. The Tadeski family's been producing wine since 1630. That's almost 400 years that they've been making wine. I know it's hard to believe that it's been in the same family and the same production. This particular Amarone that we're going to taste has been in production for almost a little over 50 years. So lots of history and lots of understanding of exactly what it takes to make the very best wine. Amarone, as some people may know, and many people may not know, is made from semi-dried grapes. And by drying those grapes a little bit, it really concentrates the sugars and concentrates the juice that's in the grape, which allows for a wine that's much richer and much more intense in terms of its flavor and its complexity. Why don't we give it a taste and see what we think?
Sure, let's do it.
All right.
There's a lot going on in this wine. In Italy, they call Amarone il vino di meditazione, which means a meditative wine. And certainly this kind of wine is something you want to keep swirling and swirling because you're gonna get new aromas and flavors with every sip. A bit of a service tip, if you want to try decanting wine, this is a perfect example to do that with. I think here with these really intense, kind of raisiny and almost coffee and smoky aromas, this to me would go great with some braised meats or some roast with some, jus or gravy added with it.
I totally agree. It's a perfect winter wine, I think, with those deep, rich, hearty dishes, because it's got so much intensity and so much flavor and so much power that it can really stand up to those richest of dishes. It always makes an impressive gift, I think, and I know whenever I give a bottle of Amarone, the appreciation knows almost no bounds. People are very excited to drink it, and it's really a style that we don't see from almost anywhere else in the world, and it deserves a place on anybody's gift list.
Indeed, it's on my wish list.
All right. Well, what a great bunch of wines that we've had a chance to taste here today. Really different styles, different flavors, different varieties from different parts of the world. And that's really what the Essentials collection embodies at the LCBO. We have wines that really are those benchmarks for every region and every variety. And so if you're wondering what to get that may be hard to get for a person on your gift list, I think that heading on over to the LCBO and looking at the Vintages Essentials is a great place to start and maybe even finish. And any wine lover is going to be pleased with something that you bring them, but it's important that you treat yourself as well.
I wanted to tell people how you can get these wines to your house or in your local store. So, not only do we have a great selection of Vintages Essentials here, we also have really wonderful premium gift packaging. So you can find this in your local LCBO. The wooden boxes and the cardboard gift wrapping can be available in store, or you can also order the wines and the packaging online at lcbo.com. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, there's 3 different options. You can order for same day pickup if you order ahead of the cutoff time. You can order for shipping to your store to a later date. And then you can also order directly to your doorstep. LCBO has made it so easy. So actually until December 15th, you can order anything to arrive at your home, and it will be delivered for free with a minimum purchase of $250 or more.
Perfect. Well, I think that makes life very, very easy, and I think I'm gonna cross everybody off on my gift list with this one.
That's right.
So remember, if you love fine wines and you've got wine lovers on your holiday gift list, consider Vintages Essentials, because they're available year-round, they're available in store, they're easy to get, and they really offer fantastic value and fantastic wine for the money.
Why shop anywhere else?
You got that right.
Well, happy holidays. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to taste some wines with you today.
It's been my pleasure. I love to taste wines any day, and these really have shown beautifully.
They really have.
All right. Well, happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays. Cheers.
Cheers.